Hey Shane, how's it going?
What's up, man? I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Guys, this is my cousin Shane.
I am cousin Shane.
He's so how old are you, by the way?
I am 25 years of age.
All right, so I've known him for 25 years, and just now he's telling me this shit about his house, knowing that I'm into all this stuff, knowing that I have a show about this. He's never told me about the creepy goings on in his house until like literally a month ago. So what the fuck, dude?
I don't know, man. I guess it's both. I never like thought about that and thought about your show at the same time and what you're into, and also I'm just used to not talking about it ever. So it's like kind of a combination of those two things.
Is it something that doesn't come up because it just doesn't come up, or you don't like talking about it really?
It definitely doesn't come up. For one, nobody's just going to start talking about weird demon shit out of nowhere, you know. I mean, maybe if I'm hanging with Mike, I guess, but
apparently not.
Yeah, but apparently not. But yeah, it's more like I don't want to bring it up just because I don't want to bring up that topic of conversation only with the people I hang out with, and like whether it's true or not, I don't even know. It might have just been in my mind. It might have happened. I know what I saw, but you know, I don't know. I don't talk about it, but it's good to talk about it here. I'm happy we're doing it.
So what happened? Let's and start from the start.
All right. Well, first thing we gotta get straight is the timeline here is gonna be extremely unclear, and I'm not gonna really know what ages I was. I'll give you a rough idea.
Let's just estimate.
Yeah. So I guess I'll start. Like I've had like crazy weird dreams since I can remember, for one. And I'll even start before that. So this weird thing, and I don't know if it's correlated or not, is, and it'll happen now even, like when the lights are off and it's completely dark, I see these weird dots everywhere along the whole room, and they glow without emitting a light, if that makes any sense. And they're very small, and it's just like, I just thought it was like maybe it is something in my vision, I don't know. But like, once I realized that I was talking about that and no one else knew what I was talking about, and they looked at me as weird, I was like, all right, this shit, I shouldn't talk about it. And this is like as early as I remember, like this always happened, just that thing. And then coupled with these weird like demon things, which probably come from just being a Catholic, just dreaming bad dreams. That's why I attributed it beforehand. Like, oh, I'm just having bad dreams, whatever, you know, I wouldn't talk about it. Then that started when I lived in Syracuse. I was probably 5 years old. I remember having these things happening. I moved to Sherrill, and probably around the age of 6 or 7, I remember seeing my first there's like one or two things that happened right around probably the same year. I was like 6, 7, 8 range. I know it's maybe a little bit of a wide range. I don't remember. But so the first thing, or maybe the second thing, I woke up and there was this. It was probably like dusk, like not quite night, not quite morning, and I woke up and there was what I can describe as like a Grim Reaper type thing. Like it looked like it had a hood on. It was no face, tall, like as tall as my ceiling, probably like 7, 8 feet, and it was just going in a circle, but it wasn't walking, and it was floating, but like almost like a glitch in a video game, and it was also made up of like kind of like pixelated things, almost like what I was seeing, you know, all the time. Like it couldn't quite make it through or something like that. And I wasn't paralyzed. Like, I just remember waking up and seeing it, and like, you know, maybe I was kind of half asleep type of thing, and then like kind of shook myself out of it. Coupled with that, I don't know if it was before or after, there was this dream, this ridiculous dream I had at a really young age. And it was this little Asian kid which I'd never have seen in anything ever, or real life or a movie or anything. I don't know where I got it from. And he was chasing me with this knife with this evil grin on his face. And I had one of these, those classic slow motion runs, like I couldn't get away. And I woke up and I stood, and at the edge of my bed was that kid sitting with the knife grinning at me with the same pixelated type thing. Like he wasn't quite there, but I could see him type thing. And like, once again, I shook it off. And that was kind of the beginnings of it. And I would have weird dreams since then, but things didn't happen until a few years later on.
How old were you when you saw this Grim Reaper like thing?
I mean, it under 10 years old. Definitely. It was when I first moved to Charlotte from Syracuse, probably a few years after that. I would say like maybe 7.
So, I mean, you've told me the story already. So the after the Grim Reaper, did things continue throughout your childhood or as you got older?
So in between, it was not really seeing things. It was waking up in the middle of the night, feeling terrified for no reason, having weird demonic people. I'd be hanging out with people. It'd always be the same thing, and other people in my family would have the same dream, which is creepy. I'd be hanging with somebody, a family member, a friend, and they'd be all cool, and all of a sudden they'd change into some weird demonic creepy thing. And that would happen for a while. But nothing too substantial. I didn't see anything until years later. Till maybe I was like, I would say 20. I saw what now I can say is like a shadow person, because I just listened to you guys talk about it. But I had no idea. But I woke up and it was just this straight shadow thing, and it just shot under the ground. And that happened. And then...
Did you also have sleep paralysis at that point in time? Or?
Yes, yeah. So throughout first few times, so yeah, I should probably throw that in. That's speckled in throughout this whole thing too. But the first few times I had sleep paralysis, it was more of just a fear, like nothing substantial happened. But yeah, the last few times, crazier and crazier things started to happen. The first thing, I don't think the first time I saw the shadow person I was sleep paralyzed. But definitely the second time it was the same exact thing in the same exact situation, except I could not move. And it was there for a longer period of time and then shot it down.
And Mateo, you've seen shadow people as well, but you've seen them when you were awake, right?
Yes, and I wasn't paralyzed in any way when I saw them either.
Have you ever seen them in like the sleep state or around the sleep state, waking up before going to sleep, anything like that?
No.
Yeah, see, everything I've ever seen was near the sleep state, like either about to fall asleep or waking up or something like that. That's why I just know I've seen it, but I'm not saying it's real. Like I don't know. I'm just saying what happened. But the shit does get crazier.
Well, this shadow person thing is something that's reported by a lot of people that goes along with the sleep paralysis thing, and Mateo and I actually did a show on it. There's a documentary called The Nightmare that's really fucking scary, but it's all about the shadow person phenomenon and the people that experienced it and what they felt like. But I think a lot of that really has a lot of that kind of ties in with the alien abduction experience as well, because there's the sleep paralysis and then the people reporting different things, whether it be a gray or a reptilian or a shadow person. It kind of ties in together.
And I remember I was actually trying to look to see, because I don't, as much as I'm into the paranormal, I'd rather have it be my brain messing with me. I don't want crazy things happening. So like I remember they were talking about alien abduction, and actually they were saying how you can come out of sleep and see your dream. I don't remember dreaming about shadow people. I know that one Asian thing was in my dreams. So I was, so that's kind of, but it always, sleep paralysis has more to do with the later ends of the story. And but yeah,
it's almost like there's a switch that's turned off.
Yeah.
And I've thankfully I've never seen any freaky shadow people or anything like that when I had the couple bouts of sleep paralysis, but I've heard a
Okay.
lot about it, and it's really creepy.
Didn't you think there was a mantis attached to you?
Yeah,
That's
well-
almost just as bad.
Well,
That's-
it wasn't that I realized that it wasn't an actual mantis, but it felt like it was like the pressure that I had on me felt like the way that a mantis would feel when it's on your finger. Like I could feel all 6 points from its
sounds so
feet.
bad.
And it felt like it was gigantic, and it was just on me. And yeah, it was really creepy. But I got out of it, and I'm here today, and
Yeah.
I was not a victim of a giant mantis attack,
Thank
thankfully.
God, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit freaks me out though. But at least, Mateo, for all the sleep things you have, be thankful that that's not one of them. It's kind of creepy.
Oh, I am. Trust me.
Yeah, I don't know where I was in this, but
Sleep paralysis, shadow people.
oh, okay, yeah, the classic sleep paralysis
Yeah.
shadow people, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, so yeah, that happened a few times in that 1 year within my bedroom, and this kind of went away without like the occasional night terror, which I don't know if they're correlated at all, but not night terror, but just really vivid, not normal dreams. But so then when I can act about 23 years old, this happened. I was not sleeping. I was tired. I was watching television, maybe about to fall asleep. And the biggest, scariest shadow person I've ever seen, the Grim Reaper was not, I don't think they're the same thing at all, but this thing was not glitchy. It just was kind of like zoomed slowly like past the TV, like it was just a figure, and then like went down, and it was like the longest and the biggest one, and that freaked me out, and I did not sleep. And
So it was right before you fell asleep.
yeah, I was not sleeping, and yeah, I saw it. That was one of the scariest ones. But I mean, I was very tired. I was like,
Mhm.
maybe dozing a little bit, maybe, but I wasn't asleep. And within the week, this is when I told people about the whole crux of it, going back to when I was 7. I didn't see anything, but it was the scariest thing that's ever happened to me. And I woke up. I always sleep with a fan, white noise, and so I woke up, couldn't move, and my eyes were shut, couldn't open my eyes, and the fan slowly stopped becoming white noise and started becoming a different language that I have no idea what it was, and just dark, like just weird language in not a human tone, and just a terrible, terrible feeling. And it took a good maybe 30 seconds or a minute to get out of it. And then that's when I just instantly told everyone. And it was, that one was nuts.
That's scary as hell.
Yeah.
That's like Amityville stuff.
Yeah, that I don't know. I once again, I was sleeping, who knows, but that was literally the scariest thing that's ever happened to me.
Yeah, dude, that would freak me out.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't good.
I mean, I remember as kids doing the Darth Vader thing through the.
It was like that, but without the.
It was like
the
a
fan
demon
was
doing
gone.
it.
The fans. It started out like that, and then the fan disappeared, and
Like
it
the
was
fans-
just the voice. Like it was. There was no white noise. It was just like just very just scary shit. Dude. I don't know. I can't describe it.
And so it always seems to center on you coming in or going out of sleep.
Every time.
Now, is this all in the same place, the same house?
It was, yeah.
Yikes.
And you said other people in your family had experiences as well.
My brother has said that he's heard someone talk to him before, and it said like a deep, it was years before I had that crazy thing, but he had it's kind of funny. He said someone said "good boy" like that, and he heard that.
Wow.
And that freaked him out.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I would be freaked out as well.
That was the one person we were in bunk beds, So I would wake up and I wouldn't tell my parents, and he wouldn't tell my parents, but once in a while I'd wake up and I would be like, dude, like, I had crazy shits going, you know? Not every time, but I would sometimes wouldn't sleep and I'd wake my brother up. And when he said he heard something too, it was pretty creepy. But
has he seen anything or had any of those weird
an alien
shadow
encounter.
What?
Yeah, but totally unrelated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, we've had him on the show twice, and he hasn't told us about this. His brother for
we're both like that, I guess.
Yeah, fucking weirdos.
We're private paranormal people.
His brother is Kyle, also known as Go Gadget Pink Packet, and we've had him on a couple. I think he was on a Nerd Alert, probably both times actually.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but that's his brother.
I know that one was true. I won't go into it, but he called me. He pulled over his car and was like, dude, I saw something crazy. And like, why would you lie about that?
Yeah.
you know, he was freaked the fuck out. But yeah, that's a whole different yarn to spin.
Did anyone else in the family have any experience?
Know about it. Well, the alien?
No. Back to the demon ghost guy.
Well...
Or shadow people.
My dad has had, like I said, we've all had the dreams, and they were similar dreams. My dad has been yelling and woke himself up out of the sleep with his own yell and shit. But, well, I guess we'll fast forward a bit. Once I told my family about it. My family is like strict Catholic, and I'm not super Catholic, but I'm still I guess I consider myself one. But so they, of course, were like, damn, that's some scary shit. And they had a priest come to the house. And this priest is like, I guess he's not like, he sits in on a lot of exorcisms, but he can't like exorcise a human, but he can bless a house and do certain things with a property and shit like that, I guess. So he comes over, we eat dinner with him. He puts these medals everywhere. He puts this medal behind this Jesus. Like, it's Jesus with the crown of thorns bleeding, and there's, like, a huge picture of it in my house. It's been hanging there forever. He puts the medal there, and everything's good. Honestly, when he came, I had nothing ever happened again. But before this resolution, my sister, I was not there. My sister and my now her husband were in the house. And they were talking about the story. It was just when the priest had come. And this was like a week later. And this picture is hung on a nail that's like bent upwards. Like not bent, but like tilted upwards. So you'd have to like tug it off. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't just fall. I tried to fuck with it before after I heard it. So they were talking about the story about what happened. And then all of a sudden that picture of Jesus where the medal is behind it just falls right off the wall. Right as my sister's finishing this story. And so he comes back, blesses the house again, does a bunch of other shit, and since then nothing's happened. And like, who knows? I'm not saying anything, you know, is crazy, but a lot of crazy shit happened, if that makes any sense.
So no more nightmares?
Still definitely nightmares.
Oh.
definitely always nightmares. But I haven't seen anything or anything crazy like it. Still uneasy. So
what if it's way like the priest came in and weakened it, like he
but then I'm still in the mindset, what if it's in my mind or what? I don't know, I'm still afraid. I don't know if it was the house or what the fuck, but ever since that happened, I've never seen anything outside of me sleeping or anything crazy, so who knows. I don't know.
He did his priest kung fu and
the priest kung fu came and I don't know, man.
It humiliated the demon ghost.
The thing is though, like when it happened, it was years that it was apart. It's not like it all happened. It was like 7 to when I was like 15 to when I was in my, you know, like so
it wasn't like a constant thing.
No, like yeah, like I was. Like I said, like the dreams and shit like that. But no, I wasn't seeing things like all the time every night. Like it would just happen, you know, like once in a while. Until that, like last time he came, I had the fan thing and the shadow person right back to back. But yeah.
Have you had sleep paralysis at all since?
I haven't, man. That crazy fan experience was the last one. If I ever have it, I don't even care if anything happens or not. I'm going to have a heart attack probably. That'll be the end of me, I think. But yeah, I mean, so far, I mean, I'm not, I don't know. I'm not that confident. I don't know. I'm still afraid. But
yeah, well, I mean, those are pretty freaky experiences.
Yeah.
But I've never had any experiences like that. But I know, I always say that I would love to have like some freaky experience like that, or see something
dude, I'm
weird.
completely opposite, and I was before. Like I'm interested in that shit, but I don't know. I don't want to fuck with demons. Maybe a ghost. Maybe I'll fuck with a ghost. I don't think a ghost can hurt me that much. I think he's just gonna scare me a little bit. I don't know. I guess they didn't hurt me either. Who knows?
Now, after you first witnessed something like that, how did your mind take that? Maybe not believing in that stuff wholeheartedly.
See, it wasn't that I didn't like believe it wholeheartedly. It was more like I knew that it could be my mind, and that's what I hoped it was, and that's what I hope it still was. But I still was half into the ghosts and kind of stuff a little bit, and then also the Catholic religion with all the demons and stuff. Like, what if it's I didn't it could have been anything, and it's fucking scared the shit out of me, man. That's how my brain took it. It still scares me, man. It's scary shit.
Did you ever think that you would have an experience like that?
No, man. No, not at all. Not at all. Even after that, I guess I just kind of like tried to act like what the early ones, like when I was 7, I was like, I just didn't forget about them, but almost acted like they didn't happen. People talk about ghosts. I was like, oh, I gotta see it to believe it. And like, little did anyone know, I already saw some crazy shit, and I'm like the skeptic over here. But yeah, I definitely said that shit.
It is funny that's where your head was at when you were a kid.
I think it's just mainly I didn't want it to be true. Like I wanted it to be in my head. I think that's really what I was like. Fuck it, I'm gonna forget about it. Fuck everything. Then I just
burying your
bulldoze
head
through
in
life.
the sand.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know, man. I'm 50-50 on it. I really am. I don't know.
Well, the fact that your brother saw something and that everyone in the house has the same nightmares, that's pretty weird.
You're right. Yeah, dude, my mom too has a story. Two of her and 2 of her siblings had the same exact weird demon dream the same night when they were living in their house. Yeah, weird shit. And my mom, I get it from my mom's side. They're cursed or something. They're messing with Ouija boards and shit. There's like a bunch of crazy shit on that side of the family.
Really?
Yeah. One of my the youngest in the family. I don't know the crux of it, but there's an old cowboy horse thief graveyard in the back of my grandma's house.
What?
Swear to God. You can look them up. I can't think of their name, but ask your aunt about it. She'll tell you. They have books about it. Was it the Loomis Gang? It is the Loomis Gang. Yeah, there's members of the Loomis Gang in the back of their house.
Yeah, so we live in an area where there was this gang. Like, it's a notorious gang called the Loomis Gang, and their stomping grounds were right in our neck of the woods. So it's of historical significance.
Wow,
that there was a
yeah, they had historians go to the house when they were kids, and but so I really don't know what happened. I still don't. But she messed with a Ouija board on those graveyards, and my mom that's all she said was that happened. Didn't tell me what happened, but don't mess with Ouija boards. I should ask her now. I don't know why I haven't, but yeah.
Probably the same reason you haven't told me.
Exactly, yeah. I just no, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
That's part of it, but also I do want to know. I don't know.
So Mateo he's had a lot of ghost experiences as well, and I know your family, they were just fucking around with a Ouija board, but his grandmother actually used to do seances and stuff.
Oh, that's fucked up, Mateo.
It is. It is.
But what if on both sides this whole both of your experiences were brought about because one of your relatives fucked around with some shit they shouldn't have been?
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
Easily could be, man.
I definitely believe that's what it was. I definitely think that's why I experienced things later in life. It's because I was pre-exposed to that stuff. I don't know if they notice that and they pick on people who have witnessed things like that before. I don't know, but
you
got the smell on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows what it is? But yeah, man, there's a weird correlation there, I guess. But that was just a weird fuckery with a Ouija board. Who knows? It could have.
Yeah, but still, those things aren't toys, man. You don't.
No,
you fuck with something and
believer in that.
You just forget to close it off, and it attaches to your family, and then it's just like, let me go through and see who I can get a hold of.
I gotta find out that might, who knows, that might be a future episode, because I gotta find out. I've literally, since I was, I shouldn't even knew what a Ouija board was. Since I remember my mom talking about, like, don't mess with that shit.
Yeah, my mom
because they were in
did
Toys R Us. Yeah, like, it was a strict thing. I never even saw one, so it wasn't even a tempting thing. But I remember, like, I don't want to mess with whatever that is.
I definitely fucked around with them.
Did you really? Did anything weird happen?
No.
Nice.
I think messing with a Ouija board on a graveyard wouldn't that constitute something attaching to them, Mike? Isn't that enough?
Well, I don't know, because really, if you think about it, the graveyard. Why would you hang around in a graveyard if you were dead? Like, wouldn't you stay at your house or go to your loved ones? Why would you be like, oh, I'm in a graveyard, I'm gonna hang out with my dead corpse?
Knows, man. Maybe they can't go to the afterlife, and they're just kind of, they're not full powered ghosts. They can't wander around.
But then again,
they're just locked in there.
They were horse thieves, so maybe someone put a curse on them, and they cursed them to never be able to leave their body. So they're sitting there rotting in the ground. Their soul is trapped in their rotting body, and then some little girls come along with their Ouija board, and he's able to answer through the power of the Ouija board and come through, and he's trying to steal their horses, but we're in the modern age, so there's no horses. He's like, God damn it, what am I going to do? So he just starts piggybacking off of mortals.
Yeah, and he's got to survive on the bloodline. That's the only way he can move.
Yeah, it's the only way. Once he's there, he's like, I'm just sticking with your family now. Don't have children.
Not going back. Yeah.
I'm hunting their asses too. And their grandchildren, and so on and so forth.
And that's it.
Until you call the Ghostbusters. That seems like an episode from the do you remember the real Ghostbusters cartoon?
Oh yeah.
Nobody? You do? Okay.
Dude, I even vaguely remember I remember the stupid green ghost or slime thing. Yeah.
That would totally be like an episode they get called in at some like horse ranch because there's a fucking cowboy ghost riding around. That show is great.
Dude, I was thinking, like, know how you were, like, the Priest Mojo stuff, and you were talking about how it's all correlated, and, like, do you think it's just because the evil spirit, we were all in firm belief that shit was gonna work, and it just got lifted, even though I wasn't really in firm belief, but but I kind of halfway believed, so, like, you were talking,
I think belief has a lot to do with it, because the exorcisms tend to work sometimes.
Only with the Catholic Church, though.
Yeah,
that's the only ones who can do them. They got the power.
But that they have the right of exorcism. But there's other, like, shamans have their own method of getting rid of spirits through different cultures have different beliefs in how you can expel an evil spirit. And I think it's all a matter of the system of belief and the amount of faith. And even if it's not a faith that the afflicted believes in, they just believe that something, there's some power greater than them that's going to work through this person that's there. And I think just that alone is enough.
It's like that podcast I told you, the Jericho podcast. I don't know if you listened to it yet, but she says whatever God or people she's helping to exorcise, that God comes in and helps. It's like, if there is a God, what if, a lot of, like, Catholics, for instance, say, like, you have to believe in Catholicism in order to get to heaven. What if you're never taught Catholicism? You have your own religion. If there is a God, why wouldn't that God appear to you in that way? If you can't have the right religion, what if all those gods are one God, or if all of them are all together, whatever it is, who knows?
It's probably just like a representation, that people, it's all coming from the same source. And whether it be multiple things descended from that center source that are creating, or that's what we would know as gods, or Jesus, or the God of the Bible, or any of the countless mythical ancient gods that have been worshipped over time. There's something there.
Yeah.
And I don't think that it's necessarily something that the human mind invented, because it doesn't make sense.
You could go the other way too and just say we're mortal, nothing happens when you die, but constantly human beings are wondering what happens when you die, and they want to believe in higher powers, they want to believe in afterlife, so you have all these religions that form. I mean, it can go either way, but I obviously believe the reverse. I'm just saying.
You didn't have any basis of comparison, if there was never anything there, why would you invent a greater power unless you were trying? If it is fake, the only reason why they would do it is
to make sense of, some dude created the world,
or power. You have someone saying that they know the will of the gods, they're aware of the gods, God is speaking through them, and they are able to assert authority because they have look at the pharaohs. They had the power of God behind, their God behind them. They were the physical representation of their God on earth. And then you've got, in Christianity, you've got Jesus, who is the physical representation of the Christian God on earth. But the Jewish people don't follow him as being the representation of God on earth, and they're still waiting for their God on earth to appear. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of evidence in history where rulers say that they are the representation of God, or they're the God King, or that their God speaks through them. I mean, even in Catholicism today, the God is supposed to be speaking through the actions of the Pope. Mm-hmm. But you see varying things going on with the popes, and they don't all necessarily jive.
Yeah.
You got popes covering up for pedophiles, and now you've got a current pope who's saying being gay is okay, which is a far cry from what popes of the past have said.
The whole thing they'll always point to is that they always say the pope can say whatever he wants, but they can't change doctrine. So, in other words, the rules are the rules, even though the rules have been changed
amended
before. Yeah, but that's what people are saying now.
Yeah. Oh, there's always got to be an excuse.
Yeah, but yeah, there's a tangent. There's a tangent for everybody.
That's our MO.
Yeah.
Do you still live in that house, or do you still visit that house at all?
I'm actually about to move back into that house.
Oh no!
Like in a few days. Yeah. But yeah, since then it's been off and on. Like I'll stay there a little while. Like I've always had other places to live. But yeah, so I my lease is up. Don't have a roommate moving back into my house. So for at least a month or two. So that, who knows? Maybe we'll have another episode.
Now that you've put it out there, it's going to be waiting for you.
Oh, God.
Going to be sitting there on your bed, a shadow person, all like, ooh, Shane, what? I've been waiting for you.
I will blame the whole thing on both of you. Only because I only have Mike's number, I'll call him in the middle of the night and be like, talk to this demon for me, and I'll run away.
Luckily, I put my phone on airplane mode at night, so.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Good luck.
Now, we know your opinion about ghosts, Mike, but doesn't this sound just like a good old-fashioned haunting? A haunted house?
Well, I wouldn't say necessarily a haunted house, because there hasn't really been any other, like, what you would come to expect from a typical haunting, like where things escalate and once they escalate, they remain constant, and there's none of that other physical stuff going on, like things moving or things like that.
Yeah, it's like they were just fucking with me. Really. Like, they were just fucking with me. That's all that happened, and it scared the shit out of me, but nothing, They got hot for a little bit at points and then cooled down for years and then came back. That's it.
But what if the blessing worked?
I mean, so far, it did, I guess.
But if you're still having the nightmares, maybe the thing's trying to get back in.
But that could just be me being a super anxious, scared pussy, and I'm just having demon dreams.
Well,
you don't know.
We talked about the David Glatzel case before on the show, the Devil Made Me Do It murders. But before the murders took place, the kid David was possessed, and his possession started by having dreams about these
Thanks.
beings
Thanks for this,
come
Mike.
into his room.
Thank you for that. That's awesome.
And he would see these demons in his dreams, and he would visit them, and he would give clues as to where he was hiding in the physical world, even though he was only able to be seen through dreams. And eventually he let his friends all come through, and they all possessed David Glatzel. So
some scary shit, man.
Yeah.
Maybe if I start murdering people, it's not really me. It's just I got possessed.
I'll keep it. We've got this recording now. So.
Yeah. So here we go, guys.
He's officially stating
I'm a
if
nice
there's
guy
ever
right
a
now.
murder, it wasn't him.
I'm a very, very sane, giving, and nice human being.
I think you're laying it on too thick.
Well, maybe, yeah, maybe a tad, but I'm trying to overcompensate. But yeah, I don't know, man. The demon dreams, like it's not like they were flying around talking to me from the start. Like it was one of those, like you ever have dreams where one person starts out as a person, they turn into another. Like that shit happens all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a nightmare. Chucky Finster style from Rugrats, like just turns around. I'm not Tommy. It's a demon. That happened. That's what was happening. But the crazy thing is that other people in the family are having it. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, that is weird.
There must have been
especially
enough.
without you guys discussing it.
Well, no, how I knew before that, my dad had one, and before I was like, yeah, I had something like that before, and before I revealed the whole.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did know that while all of it was going on. But it's also like I feel like people might have those. I don't know. I don't know. It is weird. I don't know, man. Maybe it would. Maybe it. You're starting to convince me something was going on.
Well, I'm not trying to convince you. I mean, maybe you are just a weirdo, and it's all coincidence. Who am I to talk you off
You're
that
right.
ledge? I don't know.
You're right.
Well, if there's
What
enough
do you think, Mateo?
Well, if there's enough activity going on for your family to reach out to have the house blessed,
I
mean,
guess you're right there.
Yeah, I mean that it's something that they took serious.
They did get a full year's, like 15 years of shit in one dosage, though. And my mom's, like, she believes in ghosts, and she's, like, super afraid of demons and a super Catholic lady, so she's gonna possibly
take all
maybe-
precautions.
Yeah, even if she doesn't fully believe me, which I think she did. I think she was a little scared, but she'd be like, okay, let's not fuck around here. Let's get this taken care of and move on.
It's like seeing a roach, and you're like, well, if there's one roach, I'm calling
she's
the
probably,
exterminator.
what else, like, that's the only thing that's work. Like, let's call, hopefully this fucking works, and if not, I don't know.
I need some spiritual kung fu, damn it.
Yeah.
Did the priest leave those medals there?
Yeah, man, they're still there. I am wearing one as we speak.
Wow.
Oh shit, you're actually wearing one too.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, but they're still all around the house, and I don't know why he picked certain. He definitely put them in my bedroom, which I understood, but he put them all around the house in weird, specific places. I don't know why, but yeah, they're still all there.
Wow.
Maybe places where things like high traffic areas.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was behind the Jesus picture, and I guess it was kind of, he wanted one in almost
makes
every
sense.
room. Yeah.
Put it behind Jesus and you double the power.
Yeah.
Yep.
The power of Christ compels you, goddammit.
Super Saiyan, you just made Jesus the White
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, Jesus the White.
That's what that was. Jesus the Great and Jesus the White. But yeah, they're still all there.
So, Mike, what did you think when you first heard the story after, knowing him for 25 years?
Yeah, I was wondering what took so long. But I love hearing this. Like, whenever I've known someone for a while, and then just out of nowhere, they tell me this crazy story that's happened to them, and I had no idea about it. I love it. It's fantastic. But not that I'm like trying to make enjoyment out of his.
Oh no, we should make enjoyment out of it.
Yeah,
It's a
I mean, I'm
podcast.
getting as much enjoyment out of your fear as possible.
Yeah.
But it's not like I'm taking glee in it. But I think that I really think it's interesting that he had the whole shadow person sleep paralysis experience. But what really gets me are the glitchy things that he saw.
And that was early. that didn't happen, you know, after. But there's still, like, those dots I was talking about at the very beginning of the podcast, like, that will happen now. If you shut these lights off, like, I will see that shit. Like, that's there every time, and that will never go away. Like, I don't know. I think it's someone with my eyes. I don't know what it is.
Well, have you seen an eye doctor recently?
I have 20/20 perfect vision, though.
Wow, that's weird.
Like,
that's
I don't know what
weird.
It is, man. But they're not, like, they're there
so
every
no
night.
matter where you go,
you know?
you see these
if it's
glowing
dark enough,
orbs?
yeah. Like, if I, like, outside, I can see them outside right now. Swear to God, yeah. It's just dots. Like, it's just a bunch of dots, like, little dots.
Like, all over, or is it just like
there's space in between them, but they're all over.
Like randomly placed, or are they in a grid pattern?
No, definitely random. Yeah.
Are they moving?
There's also like no. Well, you know those things that get caught in your eye, and when you move your eye, it follows.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, except they kind of do that on their own without you moving your eyes. So they're not really moving, but they're you know, they're like drifting around, and each of them has their own little drift.
I wonder, have you looked that up to see if it's in?
I don't know how the
thing,
fuck I'd look it up. What do you
just
type
say,
in?
Just I see floaty lights in the darkness.
In the darkness.
Specify the darkness.
Like some kind of weird song name.
In the darkness.
Yeah, I'm gonna let's make a song. Floaty lights in the darkness.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but I don't know what that is, man. But I'm really thinking it's not a
paranormal thing. It's a
I think it's me being
it's
real
an
weird.
optic thing.
The only thing that creeps me out about it is it looks like glitchy shit. So it kind of like looked like what those two things were like made up of.
Yeah, that
like
glitchy stuff
awful,
really,
you know?
that's freaky to me. That's really freaky.
Once again, that's why I wanted you to listen to the fucking Jericho thing, because she says the same shit, and that freaked me out. It's like they're not really there, but they're there, and I was like, dude, that's what I'm seeing. And she says it's almost like a drawing thing. I don't know, like it looks like almost a pencil. Like she described exactly what I was saying. Like it was weird.
Like the Take on Me video.
Yeah, kind of like that, man. Honestly, like kind of like that. Yeah, a little bit.
No, Mike, him saying that a lot of this stuff matched with what this demonologist lady was saying.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
That's really interesting. And that's why because of the glitchy, sketchy thing that he was talking about, that's something that I've heard of a lot. And it seems to me like that could be a way for them, whatever these entities are, to try and manifest in our reality. And they can't really physically, so they're all kind of sketchy, and
you can only see them.
Yeah,
they
can't really do anything physically. It's just they kind of appear and let you know that that they're there. And I think that goes along with what I always say is that they feed off emotion. So if they're able to, she says as well. Yeah, if they're able to get strong enough, they can manifest. And I mean, if you already think you're being haunted or you're getting freaked out by these things that they're doing, then having them just appear in your reality is going to really create some negative emotions that they can eat like a cheeseburger. Dude,
and honestly, that's like a major reason, which I said before, but it was from horror movies, like with Freddy Krueger and shit. Like, I was like, dude, if I talk about this, like, what if it gets worse? That was definitely part of it, too. Like, and I knew people would just be like, what the fuck you talking about, man? Like, nobody's gonna believe me. But, like, so, it was I was definitely afraid if I talked about it, they'd be like, oh, okay, he's afraid, and, you know, like, here we go. We're in.
It's funny you say that, because Mateo doesn't like to talk about it for the same reason.
That's what I was thinking the whole time. But, like, I really don't think on this podcast, like, at this point, I'm not afraid of talking about it. I'm afraid of the shit, but I don't think that it's correlated anymore. Who knows? Maybe shit starts going off.
Well, we're in my house, so I don't think
I'm going home, man.
Yeah, but they can't hear you over here. You're safe.
Yeah, you're right. They don't listen to podcasts, or maybe they do. They all got hellish earbuds on. They're, those fuckers are at it again.
I mean, I would honestly be flattered if some non-physical entity was listening to our show.
They're angry about it.
Like, thanks,
They're
guys.
So mad.
I think they probably like our evil time traveling Barack Obama thing. They're on board with that. They're like, you know what? Like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's probably why they exist. He created them.
I still gotta listen to that episode.
They listen in and say, it's funny because it's true.
Yeah. These guys are onto something.
Yeah.
Now, being related to Shane, Mike, are you surprised that you haven't experienced more things like this?
No.
Since it is in the family type
Because, I
thing?
mean, I've experienced more than anyone in my family has with both UFOs and, like, weird kind of ghosts. You know, I've outlined my ghost experiences on the shows several times now. And it's... none of my family has ever experienced anything like that, and none of my family has ever seen a UFO.
Yeah, that's wrong, Mike.
It's weird.
Connor's seen a UFO.
Oh, has he?
With me.
What?
We were together. Yeah.
More
Dude, he
shit
had
that
to
I
have
don't
said
know
that
about.
to you. I know he told that to you.
Tell me about your UFO thing. I gotta hear it.
Dude, it was literally just this huge green ball that shot and didn't explode and just kind of like got smaller and almost kind of disappeared. But it was like too slow to be a comet and way too low to the ground to be a comet. And me and Connor, we were smoking, of course, in the middle of the woods with all of our friends.
Oh, well, if you were smoking, it didn't happen.
Yeah, well, I forgot to
Fucking
mention
stoners.
that joint was laced with PCP, so
Oh,
anything,
here we go.
Yeah, so
Here we go.
You're supposed to be
So-
seeing green balls of light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're not, then I would request a refund.
But no, I could see the flash on, like, there was quite a few people there. But me and Mike's younger brother, my cousin Connor, we were the only ones looking at the sky. We were the only ones that saw it. And we could see the flashlight on their faces when we looked down. And we were like, holy shit. We looked at each other and no one else saw it, of course. But it was just this big green ball. And I remember Connor doing research on it. And he said that other people have seen something similar to it. But it was pretty crazy.
There was a series of green balls that flew over a lot of our nuke sites.
There you go, man. Weird. I don't know. It did. I know it wasn't a firework or a flare, but it was almost like that, but just huge and like just kind of. It was crazy. I don't know. Definitely a UFO. I don't know what it was, but it was right by the our high school, the water tower.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't recall hearing that story either. Yeah.
Your whole family's.
I know. I wanna hold all their feet to the fire now and fight. What do you know? What do you know?
Kyle's alien story is just as crazy as
I gotta
my
hear
shit,
this story.
man. Like, that shit is fucked. He says what he saw. This is all I'm gonna say. What he thinks is an alien hovered across the road across the car. That's what he said. Glowing gray, a gray light, which
A gray light.
there is no gray light.
That's creepy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he said. But yeah, that's Kyle. I was not there.
Wow. I gotta ask him about that. If we have him on again, we definitely
Well,
gotta hold his feet to the fire
listening.
too.
He's
We gotta
he's been
hold-
listening.
I gotta hold all these people's feet to the fire.
Mike's family podcast.
Every
dude.
single one. Next time I see my family, what do you know? Tell me what you've experienced.
Have everyone at once.
Yeah. Yeah,
on
I'm
the
gonna.
pod.
No, I gotta get them. I gotta get them one by one because if they're all together, they'll be, what are you talking about? But if I get them drunk and solo, I can get it out of them.
Oh, for sure.
What if you find out that every single person you ask has had extreme paranormal experiences?
Oh my god, I would love it. I would fucking love it.
I know.
But I don't like. My mom is the type of person that doesn't believe in any of that stuff.
Not even ghosts? No ghosts?
No, as far as I know, she doesn't. She believes in like demonic possession and that.
So
but-
that's almost ghosts. She would probably believe
Yeah.
that demons could. She believes
yeah,
someone could see a
I'm
demon,
pretty sure
probably.
I'm pretty sure she believes the Amityville thing.
Yeah, man.
But she's very afraid of that. She would never let me have a Ouija board and always told me not to use it. She found I had a couple of Wicca books when I was in high
fucking
school,
Son of a bitch.
and she found them.
I would kill you too.
And I had a book on Slavic sorcery, and she found that. And she threw that shit away
Oh my
when I was.
She probably thought you were Satan
Yeah,
himself.
yeah. And I had. Do you remember the Tales from the Crypt movie
That's the portal,
Demon
man.
Knight?
You're opening that portal. He's gonna crawl inside your soul, your sweet soul.
Yeah, they like anything that had demons or death or
that's
devil,
the thing.
they're like, no,
Like,
you're gonna invite it into the house. Very very paranoid
like
about
my
that.
mom. The whole Catholic thing is like, even if it's like a fortune teller, if that's real or not, like they might not be trying to do anything demonic, but once they get inside your head and open that world, like they believe. Then something can crawl in that's unwanted. So you don't fuck with that shit because something can just crawl in.
Mateo, do you remember the Dark Dungeons comic book?
Yeah.
I wish I knew what that was.
It's this chick publications. They put out these religious comic books, but this one's called Dark Dungeons, and it's about this girl who starts playing Dungeons and Dragons, and she's a sorcerer. And then she realizes that you can have all this power through magic, so she joins a witch's coven.
Oh, over. It's over, man.
And starts trying to do real magic, and I think she ends up killing herself because her character died in the game.
Yeah.
It was absolutely ridiculous.
It's crazy because like I'll laugh at that, but that shit is so ingrained at me. Like I will not fuck with any of that. I will
my
not.
parents,
not even a fortune teller. Even if I think that fortune teller is full of shit and fake, I will not. I will not mess with it.
You don't want the juju.
No, anything close that could get some kind of weird parasitic demon attached to me, I'm steering clear, man. That's the way it is.
That's a common attitude to have for people who've actually experienced things like this.
But dude, even if I didn't, like that's like I don't know if it's everybody Catholic like that, but that's my ma's belief.
My parents were like that as well, but I was...
Portal opens. They believe in that portal opening, man. But what if you get the reverse? Like, what if you portal opens and an angel just comes in, like, what up?
Yeah.
You know, like that shit never happens. It's always the bad.
Yeah, why doesn't an angel save you from the
I think they're too
devil
busy
portal.
saving people. They're like superheroes.
But
the demons are just waiting. Like we're ready to get up.
Who needs more saving than someone who's about to be stolen away by demons?
They can't. They're already maybe fighting.
I mean, they gotta get in a fist fight.
You know how many demons there are compared to angels? They've gotten counting. It's like 5 to 1 at least.
The angels outnumber the demons.
Is that true?
According to Revelation, the devil took 1/3 of the angels of heaven with him to hell.
Well, are we in the belief? I don't even know if this is. I don't think this is Catholic belief, but like, if you're a really bad person, you go to hell. You can like become a demon. Is that a thing? Because they say more people go to hell than purgatory and heaven. So then, therefore, tons of demons down there. Just demon armies.
I don't think that's the way it works.
They're just being tortured.
But I mean, I personally don't believe that hell even exists.
Well, we're talking if it does.
Okay, so if it does, it doesn't make sense. So you do what the devil wants, and then because you do what the devil wants, he fucks you in the ass with a pineapple for the rest of your life.
He hates everybody. They're just dumb for hell.
Yeah, but don't you think he would be like, hey, what's up, bro?
No,
you turned your back on God friends. Too, and then you fist bump?
I mean, that's what you would think if he had any friends.
I mean, why would he be so bitter?
He wouldn't be the devil. He wouldn't be the devil if he didn't hate everybody. Right?
Then again, the whole, according to mythology, the whole reason he was cast out of heaven is because of the creation of man. So it would make sense that he would...
really hates us.
Yeah.
He's a big hater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But...
And he'd even like it more if he's like, oh, I'm going to get this guy to help me his whole life, and then when he dies, fuck you. That probably makes him happy, man, if he's real.
So according to the mythology, though, you've got the snake in the Garden of Eden that's supposed to be the devil as well. But he was the one that freed mankind from God's tyranny and gave mankind free will.
Yeah, free will is dangerous, man. That's what they say.
Yeah, but otherwise, we're just automatons, man.
Well, we got like
if it wasn't for the devil,
we got halfway free will.
If it wasn't for the serpent in the Garden of Eden, we would be no better off than dogs.
Well, I don't know. We don't know what
we wouldn't have free will, so we wouldn't know that there was anything beyond servitude. Just like a dog.
We're serving God, like now. Like who knows how? You just got to be. I don't know. How? What does servitude mean? It's not really like. Are we slaves or are we? We can like do what we want, but we got to be cool.
If it wasn't for the serpent, we would have been basically robots. Living only according to God's will without any individual thoughts of our own. We would just be all completely beholden to God, completely mindless.
I
with
thought it
nothing
was
but God.
they had like their own shit, but they had to live by God's way. But then once he gave them that apple, they
gained free will.
don't eat that
And
apple, man.
They were able to, because then they were aware that they were naked, and then they were aware of what good and evil was, and they attained free will.
Wouldn't they want them to know good and evil?
Exactly, wouldn't they?
I don't know.
You look at it you look at it like that, and traditionally, even before Christianity, the serpent was known as a bringer of knowledge and also an immortal being. So isn't it weird that in the book of Genesis they use the serpent to represent this thing that gives mankind knowledge and free will?
Yeah, but then the free will corrupts them, then they go off the edge, man. That's the whole argument. It's like you can't have...
Yeah, but that's free will.
Yeah.
I mean, would you rather be
True.
a mindless drone?
Well, like, no, you can have the free will, but you gotta, like, obey the rules, you know? Like, that's...
Yeah, but by that, think of all the, like, you wouldn't be able to get drunk because your body is the temple. So that's going against the will of
But,
God.
I mean, how far are we gonna take it, man?
Well, that's what I'm
But
saying.
it's also, like, we're all this... Well, yeah, I guess we're all sinners goes way later.
Yeah, we wouldn't be... There would be no such thing as sin if man didn't
Satan
have free
saved
will.
the day.
Yeah, he freed mankind.
So he's haunting me right now, Mike, and I don't like him.
He's just getting a bad rap, that's all. Satan has nothing to do with those wascally demons.
Maybe he's broke. Maybe they're all connected. Maybe he was down for helping us, and then he's like, "No, I'm not."
Or maybe
he
just doesn't exist.
Maybe none of it exists.
You said it, not me.
Nah, man, I don't know. There's something to all of it, but there's also, it could be all ideas, I guess.
This leaves me with a lot of questions I have we're going to have a demonologist on. So I have so many more questions for him now.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to actually...
I can't wait for that.
We've got a couple shows coming up relating to demonology and exorcisms. So it's going to be pretty interesting the next month. I think we've got someone next week coming on, and then we're going to take a break from guests after that and yuck it up with just Mateo and I. Nice. And then we're going to have another what is he? He's got a degree in theology, and he's a college professor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'll have him on in a few weeks as well to talk about demonology and exorcisms and things of that nature.
Man, I wish I could, like, ask your demonologist shit. That's it. That'll be cool. That'll be really interesting to hear about.
Yeah, it'll be cool. And I'll ask about shadow people.
Yeah, and sleep paralysis, fan talking demons as well. Oh,
that's oddly specific.
No, yeah. But yeah, I who knows? Yeah, at least sleep paralysis. You know, give it a shot.
Well, that goes back too, like through the Middle Ages to it was attributed to demons, the incubus and the succubus.
Yeah, thank God I hasn't gotten that. That lady you guys were talking about on that episode, that freaked me out. I'm like, man, I'm gonna wake up with sleep paralysis.
What, the old hag?
Yeah. That scared the shit out of me, man.
The first time I heard that story, I couldn't sleep either, and I had never even had sleep paralysis. But that honestly really scared
imagine
the
having
shit out
it.
of me.
Like, I've had it a good 7 times or so.
Or
or more. Like, oh god. Luckily, I mean, I've only seen things without a face. It starts to get a little bit more defined. I don't
know. I think something faceless would be even more scary.
Yeah, because
you know it's not of this world.
Yeah, but some
things in this world have
gargoyle
faces.
Demon creatures, whatever they draw demons as would be pretty scary too. But yeah, the faceless, that's all I've seen other than the Asian kid too. They all had no face.
Mike, what do you think about maybe the typical demon that people claim to have experiences with are demons, and maybe these shadow people are just, quote, dead bad people who went to hell? Maybe it's a different tier of entity.
Just kind of coming
I don't
over.
actually believe that. But
I don't know. The shadow people thing, it seems very otherworldly to me. Like not necessarily like afterlife type otherworldly, but like it really seems like something trying to come over from another dimension. Like the one that you had that scared the shit out of me. The one with where it ran down the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's scary to think about. I hate that. I hate that story.
Didn't you say that it had teeth?
Yeah, that's what was weird about it. You were talking,
really?
Yeah, seeing features as it was its closest to me. It had eyes and teeth, and they were human eyes and teeth.
Oh, that's so creepy.
So it was like all black, but you saw like human eyes with human teeth.
Yeah,
like
when it was its closest, you can see it, and it's set, and it was kind of like floating in the shadowness.
Damn.
Oh god, that just gives me chills, scary. Man. It's so scary.
Yeah, see, that's I would rather not see the face, man. I'm kind of happy I just saw the figure shadow.
I mean, either way,
scary, man.
Just seeing a shadow charge at you and you're just chilling.
Yeah, see, like I got the impression they were trying to get a peek at me, like they were trying to check me out, and kind of when I figured them out, they were like, okay, maybe every time it would be a short leave, except for that one who was like slow motion hovering, like kind of wasn't afraid, kind of like that was
that's scary, dude.
Yeah, man.
The Grim Reaper floating and glitching around.
Dude, and that was one of the first things I've ever seen. Like that's terrifying. The scariest one was one of the both of them. I don't know what one was worse, but. Probably, honestly, not the Grim Reaper, because at least I could say I just woke up out of some kind of dream. I woke up. The Grim Reaper, I was awake. Or not the Grim Reaper, the shadow person that was just slowly going by and then went into the ground. I was awake, and I just saw that. Like, I don't know.
Man.
And I didn't... Dude, the shared experience is the creepiest part, because I didn't know other people had these until I was like... I was scrolling through your guys' podcast. That's what I've been doing lately. I just going through your old and new, just anything I'm interested in. And I was like, what? And then the sleep paralysis that I've had and the shadow people and the shadow, like multiple people have seen this. Like, so I don't know. Seems like something's going on.
And then there's the Hat Man too,
which is, I know somebody who's seen him.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's a top hat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see the face?
No, it's a shadow person, but it looks like they're wearing like either a fedora or a top hat or something.
So I know like it's one of my mom runs a daycare, and one of her first, like, we had a brother and sister, her first like batch of daycare in Charlotte. We've stayed very close with the family. Like my sister's age, like 4 years younger than me. And we went on a vacation with them, both our families, and they were talking about, like, he's, like, in his room, he's seen a guy in, like, a dark, like, what he thought was a suit, but it was dark, and he wears a top hat, and he just evil grinning. And I, like, kind of forgot about that until you said the top hat, man. I was like, that's very creepy. Like, I don't know. And this kid is super afraid of horror movies and everything. Like, I don't think he could have got it from somewhere else, but I don't know. Weird.
Unless maybe he saw, like, a picture of the Babadook.
What's that?
It's a horror movie, but the Babadook is this.
No, because this is years before that came out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a long time ago. I even heard the story, and he's claiming he saw it even before he told me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This was like 10 years ago, or even more, or even longer.
Wow.
That's pretty creepy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. He was a little kid when he told me, but it was creepy that you were talking about.
Well, it's something that a lot of people have reported seeing. It's not just a one-off thing. It's a regular. There's even a horror movie about shadow people, and the Hat Man features in
it. Yeah, this shit's it's fucked up, man. I hate that shit.
Yeah. I mean, I've never experienced a shadow person, so I love hearing about it and hearing other people's stories. But honestly, they're one of the things that really creeps me out. Like all this paranormal stuff we talk about. Like I always say I would like to see Dogman. I would like to see Bigfoot. All that.
I would love to see Dogman and Bigfoot, but it's like, is Dogman gonna run after me and try to eat me? Because then I don't want to see.
Yeah,
yeah, most likely.
You know.
The creepiest thing about Dogman though is that one picture. I don't remember if Vic shared it with us or not, but it's the one where it looks like there's the Dogman climbing up the stairs.
No,
do you remember that one?
Not at all. I want to see that.
Or maybe it was coming through the doggy door. So I don't remember. It's scary as hell though. And it's definitely 1000% fake, but holy fuck is it scary. Like they even get like the eye glint down, like what a animal's eyes look like when you take a picture of them when the flash goes off. It's so scary.
Dude, a lot of those fake pictures are fucking so scary.
Yeah.
Like, I just... Fuck. You know it's fake, but it gets your mind going a little bit.
Yeah.
It's scary.
I love those, too. The ones that are pretty good. You know they're fake, but they're passable.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun to look at. I was just on a YouTube wormhole the other day, kind of looking at those. Who knows, maybe some of them were a real photograph, but I doubt it. It was fun to look at.
We always cry that there's no good physical evidence as far as photograph goes of anything paranormal. But when a good one does come along, you know, even as somebody who wants to see something like that, it's just, I automatically go to fake. And I hate that about myself.
Well, dude, like, especially now, like, with the internet, and that's where you're probably going to see all that stuff. Like, people are putting photos together all the time, and, you know, so, like, if anything does real come out, a lot of those look super real. You just know it's fake because it looks ridiculous. So someday they're going to have a ridiculous photo. It's a real photo, and people, no fucking way. And there's going to be no way to, you know, how are you going to know?
Mm-hmm. We're definitely going to miss a lot of things that way.
Could be anyway. They say, like you, people like, oh, like, CGI, there's no way I could make this. And then later come to find out they can make it. It's like, you'll never really know what's real and what's fake. You just don't know.
And that's the whole thing, like the Dick Doty thing. Richard Doty, it's all psyops. And if you can create that thing where it's always fake, no matter how good it looks, then you've got that deniability when something real does come up. And the more, like, we've had this talk, Mateo and I, several times, where if it looks super real and clear, we're more likely to call it fake.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah. Because it's always something, like, super ridiculous where you'll say that, like, perfect image of a fucking crazy mermaid creature, and you see that in the water, and you're like, that's fucking not real.
But even with UFOs, though, you know, like, if you were to see a perfectly clear UFO, a perfectly clear flying saucer, like the classic flying disc-shaped craft, and you see a perfectly clear picture of that in the sky, you're going to call bullshit because it's perfectly clear.
And it's got even footage at this point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like technology has just gotten too good where I could capture a Bigfoot and people would never know if it's real.
Yeah.
As good as the footage is, it could be fucking expertly shot. Like, and people would be like, nope, dude, CGI. Even costume has gotten so good. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, yeah, it kind of sucks a little bit.
It does.
It's kind of fun too, though.
It muddies the waters, but it keeps you on your toes.
It keeps the waters flowing, though, which is nice.
It does. It is true. It keeps things, you know, every time someone says that they've got evidence of Bigfoot or that aliens exist, everyone wants to know about that. Like I just saw the other day in a bunch of different places were reporting on it, but that there's a scientific research team that's taking samples of water from Loch Ness, and they're able to filter out the water and look at the remaining DNA that's left behind from skin cells and things like that. So they're taking water samples from different parts of Loch Ness to determine if there's any DNA from an unknown animal.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Even if there's like a which I do not believe, but like, because the fact that if Nessie did exist, it's not one animal. It can't be.
Yeah,
it
like, can't unless it's immortal.
Nessie's dead, so the carcass. But even if that's true and they're all dead, like you're gonna get some kind of dead tissue eventually, right? Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, not if it's been dead for millions of years. It's
which is
like a plesiosaur.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Imagine though.
I don't think they're gonna find anything, and I don't think there's anything to be found in Loch Ness other than maybe a rogue sturgeon or a group of seals that made a wrong turn somewhere.
So do you think the initial Loch Ness thing was just somebody hoaxing it, and then people saw
I just think because the legend goes pretty far back, But I think it was a misidentification. I think
the whole time. And
I think it was either a group of seals that was spotted from a distance, and it looked like a snake, like a serpentine body. And I think that people also spotted a rogue sturgeon, and they're not used to having sturgeons in the loch, and they see this huge 6-foot creature with a bony back, and they just assume that that's just the back of the creature, not the full thing.
Have you seen the River Monsters episode on it?
No.
His claim is that, because there's a few claims that they just see one large hump.
Yeah.
And so the waters, somehow there's a slight chance that this could happen. And his take was that it's an Icelandic shark, which is like super rare, but he caught one. But it does live there. So it could, he was like, I think this is what it is, but maybe.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, in the 1 in a million chance.
I mean, they are blind.
Yeah, and like maybe one just surfaces, and they have almost no fin, almost no dorsal fin. So there's a pretty cool take on it.
Deep sea, yeah. But why would they be in the loch? The loch?
Well, they would swim in mistakenly and then swim out just like the seals do, and a lot of
they can live in brackish water.
Yeah, a lot of oceanic creatures do that. They'll go in and mistake it for being a good spot to be, and then leave. They say, but it's literally a 1 in a million chance.
Yeah. I mean, the Icelandic, the Greenland shark is very rare as it is.
Yeah, it's super rare.
But I mean, that could definitely, if you see one of those, because they do get up to like 20 feet long.
And it was perfect the way they like took as he brought her up, they like took the picture, and I was like,
Yeah. If cool. You don't,
but it's like a 1 in a million chance one swims down there. But I thought it was cool.
Yeah, that is a good explanation. I like that one.
What do you think about the Loch Ness monster sightings on land?
Oh fuck, man! I just think that people are trying to fuck with people. Man.
Yeah, that does seem a little sketchy.
It's literally two things. There's no misidentification. It's either there's a dinosaur that they saw, or they're fucking lying. Like
nope. There's always the
barn owls.
The barn owls.
All about the barn owls.
It was a bunch of barn owls in a sleeping bag.
Yeah,
and they were just slithering across the road.
I can see that.
Like, we'll show them.
I haven't. You ever see them in the sleeping bag scenario? It looks just like a...
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Just like a sea monster.
Ask Joe Nickel. He will tell you.
Mothman, Loch Ness Monster, all the same thing, man. It's fucking barn owl.
Yeah. Fuck the sandhill crane. Barn owl, bitch.
I think we can start blaming some of this on the shoe bill crane. I think we can throw him in the
there's
crew.
A new crane in the paranormal field.
Yeah, that thing's fucking creepy too. That thing can be mistaken for an alien for sure at night.
What one is that?
I'll text you a picture of one.
Yes, please do.
They're fucking creepy.
I want to get a look at this warlock. I wanted to look. What's the other crane? Is it really that far off from a...
The sandhill crane explanation is complete and utter bullshit, and the only reason that it's even brought up is because it's got 2 red spots on the side of its head, and that's the only. Literally,
if it came at you like this, going forward with his arm. With
it'd be
spread.
That'd be. Have
like,
you ever been?
You
ever been charged by a Canadian goose? It's scary as hell.
Birds are scary. Any flying bird coming at your head is scary. I don't even care if it's small.
Yeah, that's true. I've had crows death on me. Honest. But it's definitely not the sandhill crane is not a valid explanation for the Mothman.
Barn owl, though, is extremely plausible.
Well, barn owl is always he's responsible for everything. They're crafty motherfuckers. Even ask. Oh shit!
Oh, that is a demon. That's a demon on Earth. Oh my god!
And they're like 2 feet tall too, 2-3 feet tall.
So we can blame the Hopkinsville goblins on them.
There we go.
Nice.
With the help of barn owls, of course. The barn owls organized it.
Debunked.
Yeah, the shoe bills are the dumb ones. The barn owls had to plan everything.
Yeah, they're like, all right, we're gonna strap a garbage can lid to your chest, and you're just gonna roam through the backyard, and then we're gonna peek in the windows, and then when they shoot, you guys deflected off of the trash can lids.
Good
and
luck.
then they do it.
Oh, sorry, the cat just jumped on me, guys.
Yeah, no dog interruptions today.
Nice.
There is a cat.
Well, thanks for talking with us, Shane. It was awesome to hear your story. Thanks for taking the time to share it with us.
Yeah, man, anytime. Thanks for having me.
Don't let the shadow people get you, man.
God, I hope not.
Thank you for listening to the What Cast. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, iTunes, and YouTube. Enjoy the podcast. Get yourself a What Cast t-shirt or a sticker pack. Who was that dude on that one episode? Try the links in Homie's page. All this and more can be found at www.thewhatcasters.com. Thanks again for listening and have a great week.